overhears this conversation and tells Papa, "If you don't like Paul, just tell us right now. We'll both leave the house and live somewhere else in peace. We don't like hearing your constant taunts like this." Now Paul wants to leave anyway. Just then, while the maid goes to wash Paul's dress, a photo of Betty falls out of it. Before she can see it, Paul picks it up just in time, saying, "There's no need to wash it, I'm taking it." But the woman refuses, saying, "No, I'll wash it and return it. You won't keep dirty clothes like this." Victoria soaks it. Meanwhile, Victoria gets a stomachache. Seeing her, Paul quickly comes to her. He cares deeply for her. Victoria becomes angry and asks, "Why are you being so nice, Paul? Please go away." She continues, "What can I do? I brought you here for just one day, but circumstances have changed. I'm falling in love with you, but you have your own life. Don't lose your settled home for my sake. Please go away now, I'll manage here by saying anything." Victoria leaves and hides among the wine barrels. Paul calls out to her, but her father stops him and he says, "You married my daughter, but you have no right to enter this place. Get out." Paul asks, "What's your problem? Please tell me, I don't like this constant taunting. Take good care of your daughter, I don't want anything else." "I'm leaving now," Paul says, taking his wet clothes and leaving, but Grandpa stops him again and says, "I want to show you the wine I made with my own hands 21 years ago. You'll love it, son," he says, and he gives it to me. They have a wonderful conversation. It gets dark. Then Grandpa says, "Look, son, I know there are some problems between you and Victoria, but you should sing a love song for Victoria and impress her. She will definitely come out and understand your love, then you can apologize to her." Paul sings a song for Victoria at Grandpa's request. Victoria also listens to the song, and if she comes and opens the window, it will mean that she has forgiven Paul and accepted him. Grandfather starts dancing merrily. Meanwhile, Victoria's mother tells her father, "Look how much our son-in-law loves our daughter. You're the one who doesn't want to accept him." Her father cools down a bit and says, "Okay, from now on I won't say anything to your son-in-law." But Victoria doesn't want to open the window. If she opens it, everyone will think they've reconciled, which she doesn't want everyone to think. She wants everyone to think they've had a fight and Paul is leaving her. Paul will be forced to stay if she opens the window, because then they won't have any excuse. Victoria can't force him to stay. After a while, Paul leaves, but his heart won't relent and he returns. The next day, a festival called wine basking is celebrated. Victoria brings Paul the wine she made herself and says, "You sang really well, by the way. I wanted to open the window, but I purposely didn't." Now she directly confesses her love for Paul, saying, "I've never seen a person as good, kind and selfless as you, but I also know you're married. Your wife is really lucky to have you." Just then her father arrives and tells the priest, "This is Paul, my son-in-law." And that's not all. He tells everyone that Paul is his son-in-law and they'll be hosting a reception tonight. Everyone must come. Paul becomes worried again because now his father has agreed and won't let him leave. Victoria can't bear his dilemma, so she goes and tells her parents the truth. "I fell in love with my college professor and am pregnant with his child, but he abandoned me. I met Paul on the train and brought him here, calling him my husband. Paul is such a good man, he's not at fault, he just came to help me, I just pretended to be." His father and friends come to beat him up, but Grandpa stops him. Grandpa tells Victoria, "Don't worry, son, everything will be fine." Meanwhile, Paul leaves without a word. Hitches a ride in a truck and starts back. Then he sees a war scene again. He sees Paul with a woman and her child. The woman is none other than Victoria and the child is his unborn child, meaning he's seeing it in his imagination. Seeing such a scene awakens his eyes. He realizes that he too has fallen in love with Victoria. She has become a part of his memories, but Paul can't betray his wife, can he? Poor guy trapped, he returns home to find his daughter having an affair with someone else. She says, "You married me and left. I was in the war for 4 years and then I started the affair. You're not my type anyway. I want a life of wealth and luxury, which I'll never get with you, and I want a divorce anyway." Paul isn't sad, instead he's relieved and happily leaves. Then the woman sitting there asks, "Aren't you sad, Paul?" Paul says, No, on the contrary, I'm incredibly happy." Jumping with joy, he immediately leaves to meet Victoria. Victoria, on the other hand, is deeply saddened. Her father is also sad and angry, feeling that the family's honor has truly been tarnished. Who knows what people will say now? They talk and he gets angry and starts drinking. Meanwhile, Paul arrives and tries to talk to them. He says, "I shouldn't have lied to you all and deceived you like this, but I came to help your daughter." And Papa insists, "Get out of my sight." Paul says, "Please listen to me. I really love Victoria. I want to marry her now." Papa replies, "She's carrying someone else's child." "How can you marry her? "You have no right to live in this house, get lost." Paul says, "I know everything and I want not only Victoria but her unborn child as well, I want to adopt her." But Papa's angry friends come to attack him. Paul acts patiently but Victoria comes running after him. Papa attacks Paul with a lantern. Victoria screams, "Father, don't do anything to Paul, I love him." The others come too. Papa throws a lantern at Paul, but it falls into the vineyard, setting it ablaze. Paul immediately takes off his coat and begins to extinguish the flames. Victoria brings water and pours it on the fire, but the fire is spreading quickly. The others also come and try their best, but like a wildfire it spreads rapidly and everything is consumed in no time. Meanwhile, Pedro catches fire while trying to extinguish it. Paul goes and saves him. Their lives and the lives of those who work here depend on this vineyard, and friends, it is also a symbol of their ancestors. Seeing it burn before their eyes brings tears to everyone's eyes. Papa starts beating his head, saying, "It was my fault, we are ruined." Grandfather says, "Everything of our family is gone. Even the ancestral roots that my great-grandfather brought with him through which he built this vineyard are gone." Hearing this, Paul goes to the small mountain, where the grape root planted by Grandpa's great-grandfather was kept, but that plant had also burned. Friends, perhaps the root is still moist and can be used to rebuild the vineyard. Thinking this, Paul uproots the plant and gives it to his father, saying that if it has moisture, they can use it to restart things. Father cuts the root with a knife and finds moisture. The elders are delighted and say, "Well, it's alive." Everyone is overjoyed because not only is the legacy of their ancestors alive, but this root is special to them, allowing them to grow crops again. They are confident that their vineyard will be ready again in 6 months. Paul brought this root and it gave the family faith again. Father now accepts Paul and Victoria, cuts off a part of the root and gives it to Paul, saying, "Now you too are a part of this family, son." Together, Victoria plant this plant in the ground so that, like this root, your love will live forever. They do just that and then kiss. This is how they finally reunite. A few months later, Victoria's family replants the root and their vineyard becomes lush again. And with that, friends,